sisters with men.
Hey, happy Friday. You are now tuned into Ladies Night Radio Show. It's your girl, Mysterious Jax, coming to you live from the Good News Studio. And also here with me are my beautiful, amazing, and crazy ass co-hosts, the ladies.
Hey, y'all.
Hey, y'all. It's Myra. And
Crazy Maria.
Oh, do not take her. That is Myra's, okay? Only she can do it good. And besides Cardi B, of course. So happy Friday, ladies. How was your week so far?
it's been good.
Yeah.
I've been having a good week so far.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, Jelly had her first game yesterday with 13 and 14-year-olds.
Yeah.
She was super worried and super scared, and then I took her out to eat afterwards, and I asked her how it went. She said, I was really surprised. I was like, surprised at what? She said, how well I played.
Yes.
So I was like, Mama, you got the game in you. Don't worry about everything else. It doesn't matter if they're 13, 14-year-olds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You can keep up.
That's awesome.
Aww.
And today we have two amazing special guests today. Today's guests are two amazing women who just spark up any room they enter. We have Liz Lapp, who is a strategist, leader, creator, mentor, ally, and social media master.
Yeah.
And Karen, I'm not sure how to say your last name.
Don't worry about it, just,
Okay.
Karen.
you don't need all
Don't
that.
get my government name, she said.
There's only one person with my name, and I don't need people Googling.
There you enough said.
I got a record.
Well, she's a social
Welcome to
siren.
the club.
She got a record, apparently. She's a shot caller, sports enthusiast, a mother, and a huge Warriors fan. And together they have created a podcast called Hoops Talk, which discuss basketball and pop culture from a woman's point of view. And you can now catch their show live here on Good News every Wednesday at 6:30.
Yes.
Ladies, please help me welcome Karen and Liz.
Yes. Thanks for having us. We're so excited.
Thank you so much for having us. Karen's here in LA. She's from the Bay, so it's nice to have her here and be able to do this together in studio. So thank you, Jackie.
Of
Yes,
course.
thank
Really
you.
quick before we start, how did you guys end up connecting to create the podcast?
Well,
Tell our listeners.
Karen, I was Karen's boss.
She poached me from a job, too.
Well, I was Karen's boss, and we worked out at a sports affiliate situation.
Yes.
I
She
won't
weighed
name
money in
it.
front of me.
And the thing is that she had always wanted, I had always said, let's do a podcast because we both love basketball, and we started a league, a fantasy basketball league. And she really pushed it. Karen, you're the one that kind of pushed it.
Because most of our meetings are one-on-ones where we're supposed to talk about
Yeah.
work. We were talking about basketball.
Yeah.
And then I thought we were funny. And I'm like, we need to do something about this. This
We
needs
were
to be
laughing.
recorded.
We laughed. Yeah. So then we decided to do the podcast, and we were recording from our closets. We set up quilts, and then we hired an engineer / producer to help us. And I literally Google searched, how do you launch a podcast? And I learned GarageBand, and I learned what equipment to get, and I said, hey, let's do it. I don't know right or wrong, so it was all right. And then and we also decided to do it because we couldn't find any other shows like what we wanted to hear.
Right.
And so we're like, well, if we can't find it, we'll make it.
Yep.
And
There
so
you
that's
go.
why we did the Hoops Talk.
And literally, that's amazing. Literally, that's how the Good News started. You know
Cool.
what I
Yeah.
mean? There's nothing like this that exists, so we created it.
Yeah.
But that's awesome. I'm so glad that you guys are here because when I first heard of you guys was through Michael and through Keith. Shout out to them. We were on the lookout for new sports shows that we're going to be opening our new sports studio soon. With actually next week.
Yeah, I'm
Yes.
excited.
I
Yeah,
know, our
so
second
super excited.
studio.
Yay.
That's going to be your new home over there,
Yep.
ladies. But when I saw you guys and I was like, two ladies talking basketball, yes, I love this. And then I love the name, Hoops Talk.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
You got
gotta
the
rock
hoops?
The
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
and they're rocking their hoops right now. ladies. They're rocking their hoops.
Yeah. That was a big thing because we, as part of our culture, wearing the hoops and the red lipstick and the jewelry, we were stigmatized. I know for myself, I was stigmatized, to really be conforming to a certain look. And then when I'm older now, and I'm like, well, but that's my heritage. That's what I like.
That's my culture,
And,
yeah.
And so that's why I just said, hey, let's put it out there. And we thought how funny hoops as well as like hoops.
Yeah, I love it. It's so awesome.
So it worked out for us. So we're happy.
And I heard some of the episodes that you guys had, and I was like, these ladies are so fun. And then for somebody like me, I don't know all about stats. I don't know, but I enjoy watching the game.
Yes.
So I don't know like every guy's stats and what team he was in last or who we played for college. Like I don't know that.
Yeah.
So sometimes I feel out of place trying to talk sports with some of the guys.
Yeah.
And I feel with you guys, I feel so at ease. Like
Good.
you had me on your show, and I was like, I don't know much about sports, but I enjoy it. Go Lakers.
Yeah.
You know enough, girl.
Yeah.
And that's what it was. And you guys make it so like, relatable and
you.
easy to listen to and just fun. And you do have some great comebacks. You guys are funny. I'll be listening to y'all.
Thank you.
So just ladies, y'all going to get a taste of that today. Because these ladies, I'm telling you, they fit right in with us. They're just as crazy as us. So it's going to be it's going to be a good time today. Maria's like, yes, I might not be the only one muted today.
Yes. Inappropriate. Or inappropriate.
Yes.
So speak your tongue, ladies.
Well, I just had lengua taco. So
Speaking of tongues.
Keith, I heard that because I always tell Keith, like, oh, I love tongue tacos. And he's like, that's disgusting.
no, it's good.
I was
don't
like,
know
you've
what
never
he's
had them, so
missing,
you can't say they're disgusting.
They're
but
good.
just the idea of eating like a cow's tongue is and I get it, but it's part of our culture.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
sorry. So we're gonna go ahead and jump into the chisme, which is brought to you today by Kosi, our producer Kosi. Shout out to producer Kosi. She does an amazing job every week setting up the script. So today, just to start off today's Chisme in honor of Hoops Talk, we're going to go ahead and talk about some Chisme basketball. So I don't know if you guys follow NBA, but LeBron James has just given Anthony Davis his jersey number 23 and is set to take number 6. And that's a big deal, for somebody to give their number.
Yeah.
And just FYI, Lance Stevenson wore number 6 last season. So does that mean he's getting traded?
He don't even matter. He's not part of that story.
He's like, give me your number, fool.
Exactly.
He's like Debo from Friday.
pretty much.
Oh my God.
He better take what he can get.
Right.
Yeah.
And Anthony, just FYI, I was also researching. I heard that this is really common for I guess alpha, I don't know, like the top stars, the all stars, to buy their jersey numbers when they get traded.
Yeah.
So like if Kobe was to ever leave, and he would probably like buy somebody's 24 if somebody already had it.
Yeah.
Because I heard like a former NBA player say, yeah, I one time spent $10,000 to get my jersey number from a rookie.
Yeah.
I was like, dang.
Yeah. Well, Jordan had 23, I
Yeah,
believe.
he did.
And so then LeBron has it now for the Lakers. So gifting it is a big deal
Yeah.
to
Especially
Anthony
23.
Davis. Yeah.
Yep.
And Anthony Davis has been wearing it for his whole career, so it was kind of like a goodwill to pass it. And what I think, we have a segment, Sweaty and Petty. What I think is Sweaty and Petty of LeBron is he got 6, and then he's all the 6 god, which is, kind of throwing shade at Drake.
Yep.
So,
I love it.
yeah, and I think it's, it's a whole new era, and I think that's what they're trying to pass down. And he even talked about bringing the chalk throw back.
Oh,
yep,
that's
yeah.
right.
Yeah, doing the chalk throw. So they're really building something really special. So, hey, you know what? I like how they use the word gifted too. It's like
I know.
a little shady.
Yeah.
That was a dad move, though. I feel like it's like, okay,
Yeah.
baby.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
for sure.
Well,
Exactly.
yeah, and they have a lot of goodwill to build up after all the
Yep.
the craziness with Rob Pelinka, Magic Johnson, and so if they want to get another top tier player, I think this is a way for them to show that.
I'm sorry. Ever since you said the NBA is full of drama, like it should have its own drama show, I've literally been picking up this like little shades here and there.
Yes.
Like, oh,
There
Yeah.
always has been.
but I never knew it, like, because I don't follow it like that.
I mean,
but
you
now,
should have known. Remember when we didn't get Chris Paul
oh,
with that whole all the drama with the
Yep.
commissioner and all that?
that was big
That's
time.
drama.
That
That's
was
true,
big
too.
time.
That's
yeah.
out
The
there.
block.
oh, just
They hated on us for sure.
And Anthony Davis also waives his $4 million to help
Yes.
Lakers in trade. So
Oh, yeah.
I think
That
this
cap.
next year might be a big thing for Lakers.
Yeah, I mean, the rumor is like Kawhi will be here in LA. He's going to talk to the Clippers and to Los Angeles. That's the rumor. And then also, Klay Thompson they've talked about, but I think they're
he's
going to go
out.
ahead and pay him. Yeah, I think Warriors are going to do his max deal. So
5 years, 190.
Yep. Yeah,
Damn,
yeah,
190.
they did it. They did
That's
it all.
crazy.
He's worth it. I'd keep him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, he's
He's
great.
gonna be a franchise player. He
Absolutely.
should totally stay.
Absolutely.
Myra's a big Laker fan.
Oh, awesome.
Hey,
well,
there-
you
and
need
you'll
to
have
come
be
on the
our
show too,
I
boo boo.
would.
Yeah,
You
for
should.
Sure,
I
for
would.
sure.
You do
Yeah.
know your stuff, so
Yeah.
that's good.
Awesome.
So we're gonna go ahead and jump into the next chisme, which includes Cardi B's and the chisme again, y'all. That's right. Hey,
You pressed, girl. You pressed.
I just
hey.
do not care for her too much.
I love Cardi B. So on Thursday, Cardi B and her father were going about their business in New York when Gelina Solano, a reporter for El Gordo y la Flaca, ambushed them on the street. The visibly overwhelmed and blindsided Cardi took a moment to gather her thoughts. This is how the altercation kind of went down. So let me play you the clip real quick of what
I
happened.
haven't even seen that.
You haven't? Oh, yeah, girl. Yep, your girl Cardi.
Yeah, but do you see how I look?
You look beautiful.
Yeah,
By the
I
way,
don't look beautiful.
hoy es el lanzamiento de tu nuevo tema Press.
I know, but I have my daughter, I have my dad. I just don't look decent. Like, look how I look. Come on now, like you're a woman. No, like you come out and you look good with makeup. I don't look good. My hair's. Come on now, don't do that to me.
So right there, Cardi was explaining why she doesn't want to be on camera, and she walks away, kind of like saying, like, come on, you should understand. Like, I'm not have makeup on. I'm here with my dad. I'm here with my daughter. Like, don't, have some respect, whatever. And literally, the reporter was just telling her, like, I'm Dominican too. I'm a fan of yours. I just want to, to be honest, I kind of know where she's coming from, but I'm gonna go wait to that to the end. So I'm gonna fast forward. Reporter tries to interview the dad, and he says, like, let me enter first. And so this is what happens with the reporter and the
Nunca he tenido
dad.
la oportunidad de entrevistarle a usted, por lo menos. ¿Qué se siente tener una hija tan famosa?
Déjame entrar primero.
Okay.
So pretty much right there, you can hear Cardi in the background saying, "Pa, like, get over here." And he even says, like, "Let me enter first." I
Right.
guess he knows his daughter and stuff. And then from there, Cardi gets upset at the reporter, and to make things worse, a man walked by her and muttered, "Muévete al medio, puta," which means move off the streets, bitch. Of course, Cardi B unleashed hell on both the man and the reporter. So this is this part right here.
Don't put my father on TV because my dad don't walk around with security.
Excuse me.
Excuse you.
No, muévete del muelle.
No, pero
Muévete tú del medio.
Muévete, yo no te estoy hablando a ti, maldito loco. Don't put my father on TV because my dad don't walk around with security, and you don't know people that's gonna harm my dad. Don't come to me with cameras without me knowing. That's disrespectful. I'm with my
La calle es
child.
libre, mi amor. La calle es libre. Baja la voz.
Like, don't bull.
Baja la voz. ¿Cuál es el problema?
And so pretty much that is like the altercation that she had. Later on, I will say that Cardi B did end up apologizing, and she said she is a fan of the show El Gordo y la Flaca. I guess she just is very protective of her dad because, as you can hear, she said that, he doesn't have security like I do or like my family does. Like, so just that's why they blurred his face in this video. But how do you guys feel about that? Like, as far as you guys being, in that industry, well, like not industry of that, but like people reporting.
Yeah.
She wasn't in the wrong.
She wasn't.
No, she's on an off day. She chilling
Yeah.
with family. Get the fuck out. Like, the minute someone's like, nah, walk away.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I personally think like they're both right and wrong in
Yeah.
a way
Yes.
because like that's La Gordo y Flaco is a reputable show.
Yeah.
So they should know better as far as like you don't just turn a camera
How to
on to
approach
someone
Right
and
away, yeah.
just get in their
They
face.
could have had a chat, but no camera.
You could have said like, hey, I really want to do it, and she's like, she declined. Just say, okay, thank you very much. She did an ambush on them, and they should know better because they're reputable.
Yep.
And at the same time, Cardi B has to understand that people want to see her, and it sucks that there are always cameras, TMZ, and that kind of thing. So
It almost
You know?
seems. It almost seems like maybe she approached her and talked to her first, and then the camera, because she said, "Don't put the camera on me."
Right.
Yeah.
And
She did do that.
yeah,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Because
She went up to her as a fan first because she was like,
Yeah.
"Oh my God, I'm such a big fan of yours.
then-
I'm Dominican too."
Then all of a sudden she catches her off guard, and here's the camera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because Cardi B's she's been out to LAX with a freaking robe on and nothing else on, so she doesn't
Yeah.
care about how she looks. I think
well, as
it's
long as
more
her
so-
makeup is done, because she said, "Well, your face is done. You have makeup on.
She
I
hasn't.
don't."
She's shown up to LAX like right out of bed. You
Oh,
never
really?
seen her like straight in the
Oh,
robe
you
with
know
her
what, you're
hair all
right.
screwed up.
Yeah.
I think it's more so they just invaded her privacy
Yes.
at that point when and it seems like to me they talked to her beforehand, and then all of a sudden here come the cameras.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So I did think that, like you said, they're both right. I mean, Cardi has her right to feel like that.
Yeah.
But Cardi, knowing that I hate to say this, like, once you're a celebrity, you're
Yeah.
always gonna be people are gonna ask for your picture. They're gonna ask for your autograph. So like, even though I get it. I get what she's saying. I think what would upset her more was that her dad was there, and her dad, she didn't want her dad to be on camera. But also as a reporter, like if I'm out and about and I have an opportunity to, I'm like, oh shit, it's Cardi B.
That's
like
true.
I did run into Carrie Hilson once, and it was in the restroom at USC, and I asked her first. I said, "Do you mind if I take a picture with you?"
Right.
You know, that's different. Instead of just shoving the picture, like,
Yes.
"Hey, it's me, it's Carrie Hilson." Like I didn't do that. I felt like, and she's like, "You know what? Yes, because you asked, but please let's just take the picture outside of the restroom." And I
Right.
said, "Oh, I get it, girl, I get it." And so that was it. So I get it. I think it's also how you approach the celebrity, how you come at them and talk to them. If you just force it on them, they're gonna fight you on it. They're gonna be
Right.
like, no. But if you ask them, and I've been turned down. The only celebrity that's ever turned me down was Zoe Saldana. But I get it was a different situation. That's another story. But
Right.
she was really a sweetheart. She just, she just said politely.
But
no.
switch that reporter with a man. And you just walking down the street and he's trying to bug you like, no, thank you. And he keeps going. Then he
yeah.
talks to your girlfriend to try to say something to your
then
kid,
talks to
take
your dad,
pictures.
yeah.
even-
Yeah.
It's, to me, it's boundaries. The reporter should have known better and just stopped
Yeah.
right there and then. And stopped filming and all that stuff.
I agree, but I also think that with becoming, somebody who's in the limelight, that's something that comes with it. So if you're not ready for it, I feel if you're not ready for it, then you got to double think about what direction you're going with this. But she is like she started from Love and Hip Hop,
Right.
and
Yeah.
Instagram.
and
She started from
TV
Instagram.
is on her
yeah.
all the time. yeah.
Instagram. But when
Cameras
I
on her
saw
all the
her,
time.
she started from Love and Hip Hop, and with Love and Hip Hop, yes, the cameras would turn on, her makeup will be lit. But now, like, this is reality. This is your life. Like this, anywhere you go, if there are paparazzis, and the paparazzis make money based on pictures that they take and all that. So anywhere you go, you're gonna get that.
But here's my thing: she's not paparazzi. She's
No.
from a
She's
well-known
an
show.
actor. Yeah.
She could easily have her network contact Cardi B's
Yeah.
people.
Schedule
I'm telling
it,
you, it's
yes.
different.
I get that,
Paparazzi
but
and the reporter are two different types of
I
jobs.
think she
I
was
get that,
talking
Jackie,
to
but
her
she's
as a
also-
woman.
Yeah,
she
she
was talking
was.
to her as a woman, like
Yeah.
especially because she knows, like
Okay,
they
but-
both know of each other.
Well, we have some more chismes. I know you have a lot to say
Yes,
on that.
but
'cause-
hold on, let me finish this because y'all spoke your mind, so you ain't gonna stop me.
You're
while
right.
I'm trying
you
to
see
make
why
my-
I mute her
You're-
sometimes?
I
You're
agree.
right.
I agree with Miss Hoops. What's your name?
Liz.
Liz. I agree with Liz. It could go both ways. Yes, the other person has to respect when somebody says, "Can we get some, some space or whatever?" But you also have to understand that as somebody out there, I don't give a fuck about
I'm just
Cardi.
putting the-
oh my God!
Maria just doesn't.
All right,
like
I know
Cardi.
you.
It
you
goes
just don't like
farther and
Cardi.
beyond.
But that's fine. But look, we're gonna wrap that
But
up.
it
I
goes
know you
on
have
with
a.
everybody else who is in the media, and if you are out there, like it's gonna come at you. It doesn't matter where it comes from.
All right, girl. All right, I'm glad you let that out. So the next chisme I forgot is Tyler Perry speech at BET Awards.
Thank you, Fernando.
In case you didn't know, this past Sunday was the BET Awards. One of the best moments that I thought was Tyler Perry's speech for receiving his Ultimate Icon Award. Tyler accepted his award with an inspirational speech that closed with potent declaration: own your stuff, own your business, and own your way. I don't know if you guys watched the BET Awards. I didn't watch all of it, but I know somebody was like, you got to watch this. I'm going to play the clip for you guys on the speech. So before I do, let me go ahead and tell you. In this clip I'm about to play for you, he talks about the studio he built in one of the poorest black neighborhoods in Atlanta. And he built it with the purpose to show all the black kids in that black neighborhood that a black man did that and that they can do it too. So take a listen as you'll see why this is one of my favorite moments.
Was once a Confederate Army base, and I want you to hear this, which meant that there was Confederate soldiers on that base plotting and planning on how to keep 3.9 million Negroes enslaved. Now that land is owned by one Negro.
Amen.
At this point, everybody's standing on their feet. They are applauding him, as they should.
It's all about trying to help somebody cross. While everybody was fighting for a seat at the table, talking about Oscar so white, I said, y'all go ahead and do that. But while you fighting for a seat at the table, I'll be down in Atlanta building my own. Because what I know for sure is that if I could just build this table, God would prepare it for me in the presence of my enemies. Rather than being an icon, I want to be an inspiration. So thank you, BET, my new family. Thank you, everybody. I want you to hear this. Every dreamer in this room, there are people whose lives are tied into your dream. Own your stuff. Own your business. Own your way. God bless you. Thank you, BET. Thank you.
So that was like really touching, very inspirational, and it just like motivated me even more. And I was like, shit. And I was like, I pulled out my laptop, started working on my show even more. And I was like, yes. I was like, we got to put that in the show. But Tyler Perry is like an amazing. I remember the first time I ever learned about him was actually through Maria. She was. We started watching when his shows used to be on stage, when he used to have plays. Medea. And I was like, what is this? What am I watching? But it just locks you in. I don't know if you've ever caught any of his old stuff when he used to do plays. That's how he started dressing up as Medea and it was just like, it caught my attention. I loved it. And now I watch his movies and I really believe in what he does. And he's all about bringing, his people with him, opening doors for a lot of the black actors. And he's given names to a lot of these black actors that we know now because of him. Because he's like, I'm going to get people like, Viola Davis and Taraji Henson and giving them the lead role. So shout out to him for doing that for the black community. And it's a big deal. And it also reminded me a bit of Keith because of the good news. And it says like, you always in your dreams, you have people tied to your dreams. And, the good news started with Keith's, vision and dreams. So, and now we're all tied at Ladies Night, Hoops Talk and Courtside. So, I commend people like that. And if I could give an icon award, I'd give it to Keith. Shout out to you, Keith. I appreciate you, man. So we're going to go ahead and end the chisme right there with that. Bam. And go into my other favorite part of the show, game time. All right, ladies. So we have some crazy games on here. We have truth or shot, where you either answer the question or you take the shot. We have loaded questions where we ask some really crazy loaded questions. But today we're gonna take it easy on you, ladies, and we're gonna play 5 seconds. Okay. And 5 seconds is an inspired game from the Ellen Show. I always give her a shout out. So Ellen, if you hear me, I love you.
Bring us on.
Hire me. Hire us. So the way that I'm gonna explain this game to you, ladies. I'm going to say something. I'm going to give you an example. Name 3 cities in LA, and you have 5 seconds to name 3 cities. So my producer is going to hold the 5 seconds, and she's going to be over here so you guys can all see it.
LA County or something. That was a bad. Okay, never mind. That was because you guys were looking like, wait, 3 cities in LA.
LA County.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah.
LA County. Okay. That would be Inglewood, Hawthorne.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay. I know. I forget that you are from the Bay, Karen. Bay Area.
LA got a bunch of big neighborhoods, but what?
Come over here so they can see you. All right. So we're going to do it with Myra first so you guys can kind of get an idea of how it goes. And Myra, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Ooh, she ready. She ready. Okay, here we go. Myra, name 3 things women do on a ladies' night.
Drink, laugh, cuss.
Okay. All right. I'll give you that.
Here specifically.
I'll give you that. I was thinking more like outings, but I should have been more specific.
Right.
Like the club,
we need
bars,
to just trademark
wine night. Yeah. Okay. All right. All right, Maria, you're next. You ready?
Okay. Yeah.
All right, here we go. Maria, name 3 NBA teams.
Warriors, Lakers, Clippers.
Yay! With 1 second left. Girl, you actually getting good at this game.
I'm just confident.
All right, so who wants to go first, Liz or Karen?
Just do me. Let's go.
Yeah.
All right. Karen, here we go. Karen, name 3 things you do on vacation.
Swim, eat, drink.
Ooh, okay.
Wow.
Maybe I gotta make them harder. Y'all are really good at this. All right, Liz, here we go. Your turn, girl. And if you lose, you gotta take a shot.
Oh, God.
We just add the take a shot to every game.
Yeah.
All right, name 3 things. I'm sorry, no. Name 3 ways to break up with someone. Go.
Post-it, telephone, text.
Oh my God, post it?
Post-it? Yeah.
Sex in the City.
How would you do the post-it?
You just like put it on their car window
or the mirror when you move your shit out.
Remove the awkwardness. I get it.
At their
Remove
door.
the awkwardness.
Get your shit.
Oh my God. All right. Here we go. Another one. Maya, are you ready?
Yes.
Here we go. Name 3 things you'd find in a man's wallet. Go.
Money, credit card, condom.
Good answer. Good answer.
That's the first thing I thought too. Condoms. Oh my God. All right, Maria, you ready?
Okay.
Name 3 ways to intake weed.
Your nose, your mouth, and contact. Or like somebody put your lips on them.
That could all work, bro. Technology.
Your nose? No.
I mean,
Yes.
secondhand.
I
Yes,
was thinking
that counts. That
Somebody
counts.
goes and blows it in, and you just inhale it.
Yep.
I was thinking more like roll it up, bong,
No,
edibles.
French inhale, like.
Well,
I guess
got them right.
I gotta be more specific. I was thinking edibles, bong, roll it up, something.
You said intake.
Well, that's the way you intake it. Dear Lord, baby Jesus. All right, here we go. Karen, here you go. Here you go.
Here we go.
Name 3 things you do right after you wake up.
Yawn, scratch, bathroom.
What you scratching?
I
got high jaw. It's
Karen,
bad.
what you scratching?
She does the bathroom.
I got not from the waist down.
Girl, I got hives on my legs too.
Oh my God. All right, Liz. Here we go, Liz. Everybody's got it, so don't break it. Don't break it. Here we go. Name 3 former presidents.
Kennedy, Taft, and Bush.
You got it?
Oh.
Hey! Everybody got it!
You didn't even call out Barry?
I know Obama. I really thought it was Obama and Clinton were going to be definitely in there.
Literally Taft?
Where did your mind go, bitch?
You know his name is there somewhere. And you're like,
It's in my memory says. It's probably from inhaling weed from my nose.
Oh my God. Oh, so you guys made it through the game and everybody got it right. I'm so proud of you. That never happens. You know what that means? I got to play.
Cause I got King Jesus. Long as I got King Jesus.
Amen. All right, Maria, what's going on in the chat box? Let us know what's going on over there. I see a lot of people talking.
Thank you, everybody, for being in the chat box. Paisa says that him and his wife love to share tongue tacos.
That is my BFF and her husband. Stop it. Stop it, cochinos.
I'm just playing. He didn't say that.
Oh my God, Maria, don't do that.
That was good.
I just had to get him back because he told me to get a iPhone and stop using word emojis. But yeah, he said tacos de lengua, mine and wifey's favorite. So
I know,
it's
me
their
too.
favorite.
It's still
They
the
don't
same.
share the taco. They don't put it in their mouth and like pass it back and forth and like share the taco.
Okay.
maybe scamming.
Baby scamming. Oh my God, am I in the 8th grade again? What's going on? Scamming behind the bleachers.
I just want to say that Charles, he's out here on the chat.
Hey,
I love
Charles.
you, Charles. That's my coworker / best friend / brother.
Aww.
He says that he agrees with me with Cardi B. Fernando says, let Maria speak. Ha ha ha. Kathy says that, I don't completely agree with the whole celebrity thing. The celebrities didn't sign up for this. They wanted to pursue their craft, and popularity came with it.
I feel
I
you, Kathy,
agree.
yes.
I feel you, Kathy. But
I
you
agree.
know, once you become a celebrity, that's what's going to happen.
That's what's going to happen. I mean,
But
people
I
are
agree.
new to this. It's like when I step out looking crazy, Jackie corrects me and she's like, "Girl, you shouldn't be stepping out like this." So imagine if I was a celebrity.
But there's been-
what would she be telling me?
But there's been times where you try to record me. I'm like, Maria,
I
don't
mean, I
record
am
me
a
right now. I don't got no
celebrity.
makeup on. I didn't do my hair. Don't put me on no social media. I tell you that, and you're my sister. So imagine I'm going to say something to the reporters if I'm looking like a hot mess. But that's just me.
I just feel like, I am kind of a celebrity, so I do have to get it together.
Yes.
So I get it. I get it.
You are, baby.
My sister our sister Anna always says, what does she say when you go? You should stay ready so you don't got to get ready. I said, damn, Anna.
Oh.
She would go to the supermarket. She's like, Chuck, you want to go? I was like, nah, because
Charles,
you
shut
get dressed up. You wearing heels over here. I don't want to wear. I just want to wear my PJs. And my sister will go to the supermarket in her heels.
That's my sister, too.
Jeans, makeup, hair, and I'm like, I can't do that, Anna. I can't. You go by
But
yourself.
can you go to the supermarket in pajamas?
No, I don't.
I can't do that.
No, that's what I'm saying. I want to stay in my pajamas, so that's why I'm not gonna go with you.
I won't even do leggings.
No,
I
yeah.
won't do that
don't
either. I
leggings.
have to look like something.
Yeah.
Look like something.
I can't just,
something, yeah.
I can't just come out the house like that.
Yeah.
You
all right.
can't yawn, scratch, and then go to the grocery store.
Yeah.
What do they say? It takes a lot to look natural.
Oh my god.
Right. You know?
I will say you're very trendy, Liz. Both of you guys. Y'all really cute. I need to step up my game.
I had to
Okay.
beat my face for 10 minutes real quick.
For real, I'm with you on that.
So Paisa's asking you, he said, are we in high school scamming?
I
really?
know, right?
That's what I said.
8th grade, 9th grade. Yeah.
Girls just go in pajamas. I would. I don't know, Maria, because I get upset at my daughters when they try to walk out the house in pajamas. That's like my biggest pet
Yeah,
peeve.
I don't agree with
you
that.
Ever
Don't go in
go
pajamas.
out in pajamas
No,
out of your house.
Don't do pajamas.
That's
I was
the big
saying
no-no.
I'm wearing pajamas. That's why I don't want to go with my sister because I don't want to get dressed up and changed.
Right.
I'm chilling. But yeah, don't do that.
Charles says he feels like he looks the worst at the market. They see me at my worst.
Oh, so you wake up, roll, scratch, and then go to the market, huh? I see you, Charles. All right, well, thanks you guys for tuning in. Keep the comments coming. Y'all are hilarious. You guys make the show for sure, so shout out to y'all. So we're going to go ahead and jump into our topic of the night. And today's topic is feminism. Yes, I just said the F word. I know as soon as you hear this word, all these stereotypes come to your mind, like hairy-legged, hairy armpits, radical, lesbian, man-hater, so on. But I'm here to let you know that's not all true. So, I mean, for the most part, I think the reason I want to talk about this is because I know that in your bios, you guys say that you're a feminist, and I love that because I consider myself a feminist, but I also say there's like levels to it.
There's always levels.
Yeah, and I feel like I say I'm saying I was a lesbian. I'm that level girl. No, so feminist, like I feel like I'm at like a pre-feminist. Like I'm not full hardcore. Like there are some full hardcore, feminists that do, don't shave, they don't do this, they don't do that. I'm not that level. I'm more like I just want equal rights for women and have the same opportunities that men do, and that's it. But we're gonna talk about it because I feel like there are so many stereotypes, and when I say I'm a feminist, people automatically look like, oh, really? You're a feminist? Like already judgmental, like already negative. So who here considers themselves a feminist?
Me.
Yeah.
I would say I'm a bad feminist.
You're a bad feminist. Explain
But
that.
I'm
Yeah,
still
no,
a
explain
feminist.
that. Explain that.
I mean, I would say, I just like she said, I don't fit all the criteria of what a feminist is. I mean, I stand for women, but I listen to rap music that bashes women.
Oh yeah,
know
the
what I
ratchet
mean?
music.
Yeah.
Ratchet.
I still think
So,
you're feminist.
Yeah, I mean,
if you do,
and
I
I
don't
think
that,
I don't think me saying I'm a
Yeah.
bad feminist is
Yeah.
a bad thing.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
just a category.
But
of
the
it.
fact
we're
that you're
still-
aware that-
Yeah.
And I'm still, all for women, support women, and I would say I'm equally as supportive as men, for men. But
Well, a feminist is just equality of the sexes.
Yeah,
When it comes to
equality.
finances, politics,
Anything.
cultural, anything.
Human rights.
It doesn't have anything to do with who you love
Pits.
or what you look like
Yeah.
or
Right.
anything like that. It's really just about wanting to have equality. And it just so happened that when it started, there was women that were dressing, in the 50s with the hoop skirts and ironing their hair and doing a lot of these things that were confining to what a woman should be.
based off a man's POV.
And they were going
yeah.
to work
Right.
because my mom, she was, she had the Our Bodies Ourselves book and, about that, just having agency in who you are and being able to do that. And so that's where the bra burning, I think, came from and those ideologies because those were the things that were confining the women to not have the equality that they have. So I think nowadays it's not about
evolved.
the look necessarily. It's more about the ideology. And that's why everybody should be a feminist because that means we are all equal.
Yes.
I think we all should be.
And that's another
feminists,
stereotype
absolutely.
that only women can be feminine.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have any male friends who are consider themselves feminists?
Well, you know what? It's funny because my husband, he didn't want to say that he was a feminist because he thought that would take away from what that meant because a man owning feminism seems
right.
like counter.
So that made him feminist,
You
right
know?
there.
Right.
Yeah,
Shout
that's
out
some
to
woke
him.
ass shit.
So he wanted to be more educated on it before he felt. And I think now with the climate, the way that it is, he considers himself a feminist. So my husband is a white guy, and it's funny because the other day we were driving somewhere and we were listening to all these laws that are coming out for women's bodies and abortion. I just looked at him like, can you tell me how does it feel to live in a world that was made for you?
Right. Oh damn.
Because I was just like, like, I don't know what that feeling is, because every day there's a new rule, a new law, a new something to regulate what I can do with my body.
Right.
And even if I make mistakes with my body, it's still my body to
Yes.
make those mistakes with. So I'm like, how does it feel? Because you're a white guy, and like literally the world was made by you for you.
Yes.
Right.
You know, and he was like, I never think about that. I'm all, exactly.
Yep,
Because
you
you
don't
don't have to.
You have the privilege not to.
Exactly.
Man.
So that's why, like, him being aware of what being a feminist is and him owning it also helps to educate other people that don't know what it is to have your body regulated.
That's right.
You know.
So just for those of you that are tuning in, today's topic is about feminism. And just to give you an idea of what feminism is defined as, the advocacy of women's rights on the basis of the equality of the sexes. The theory of the political, economical, and social equality of the sexes. The belief that men and women should have equal rights and opportunities. The doctrine advocating social, political, and all other rights of women equal to those of men. And I know that for some of those men listening, like, you guys are like, why are we talking about this, or what? Well, first of all, this is ladies' night. Second of all, I think it's great to educate ourselves, because there's so many things and stigmas that come with the words feminist that you guys automatically put it in a negative box. And that's why I wanted to talk about it, because it's not negative. It doesn't have to be, especially if you have daughters. And some of you guys that are in the boxes, you guys do have daughters.
Yes.
So you guys should be aware of this information, because it's going to affect your daughters. Because you never felt it, because you grew up a boy, you grew up a man, but now guess what? You're a father, and you're a father of daughters, or you have nieces, or you have sisters. You guys have to understand that this affects us in so many ways. You know, me and you could be working at the same job and at the same what is the word I'm looking for?
Company?
Same job description, and you get paid $5 more per hour than I do just because you're a man. Do you understand? Do you understand that? This is why we're frustrated. This is why we talk about it. This is why we bring it up. So, and that's what this feminist is about, is just being that equal right, you know? And like you said, it doesn't, how you look, as far as if you don't want to shave your armpits, that's a whole nother thing. That is a little bit going a little deeper and stuff, but that's not all feminists. Like, there are feminists that, you know, like Myra said, like, I don't want to say you're a bad feminist. I just say that there's levels to it.
Yeah, you don't have to be meet 100%. You don't have to meet a certain criteria
to be a feminist,
to be supportive equally of men and women, and specifically standing up for women, because that's what we believe in. You know what I mean? So you don't have to meet in my opinion, you don't have to meet a certain criteria.
Right.
I have an 11-year-old son who he doesn't know it, but I think he's a feminist.
Yep.
Oh, really?
I mean, I don't think he knows it, but he's always defending women. He even brought up a conversation with me, and I was telling Kosti about it the other day, that when the whole abortion thing was going on, before it passed, he's like, Mom, how do you feel about this whole abortion ban that's going on? And so I told him how I felt, and he's like, I think it's just wrong how the government is trying to pass a law to control a woman. How can you tell a woman what to do with her body? It's her body.
Oh my gosh! Shout out to Sean.
I was like, you're right, Sean. He's like, what if a woman? And he has this open dialogue with me, and is very comfortable. He's like, what if a woman gets raped? What if something happens to her? You know, now she's forced to, you know. And but on the flip side, I did say, well, sometimes, you know, women aren't ready for kids either, and they have to go through a situation.
But it's their choice.
And and then he kind of frowned and was like, well, Mom, I don't know about that. I mean, if they're not ready for kids, I get it. They should still have a choice, but they shouldn't be having. And I was like, Sean, let's just talk about it later.
Okay, no, have him remember that. You should have him write it down, so when he turns 17, 16, he reads that. He reads that.
He wants to do something that causes a baby.
Exactly.
There you go.
Are you ready?
Right. And remember, what were you saying about that?
You need to have him write that down and show it to him at 16, 17, 18. Like, remember you said.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's still that little area where, you know, he supports it. But, I mean, I think he supports it all the way. He supports women having control over their body and women's rights. It's just that he didn't understand, like, okay, well, then if that's the case, then why even want to have a baby or something? Yeah. But
Maria, you were going to say something?
Yeah, so you had mentioned before about, people not really knowing like how deep feminism goes. And I did want to point out some of Paisa's comments on here. Not bashing you, Paisa, because I love you, but I do want to put it out there so we can kind of talk about it, and maybe you can understand it a little bit better coming from a woman's point of view. I want to read his not his most recent comment, but one of the comments that will make sense once I go back to the other comments. But it says, it all comes down to a woman's right to choose. But his first initial comment when we started talking about this, he said, He said,
too many.
You can't just say fuck men. Yes, he does. You can't just say fuck men and that makes you a feminist. Too many females saying they're feminists, but really they aren't. They don't talk about it, but be about it. He also went on to say, sorry, let me go back.
And I get it. That's what I'm saying. Like that's why I feel like I have to say there's like levels to feminists. Like there's the extreme, and then there's like ones that are like Myra said, like we'll still listen to ratchet ass music that says, bend over that, that's too fat kind of shit, Right. But at the same time, it's what at the end of the day, what a feminism is someone who wants equal rights. Right. So just because we like that music doesn't mean that I don't want to have the same pay for doing the same damn job that you're doing.
Yeah, but I don't think that's bad feminism either, because then we can't create music like Megan Thee Stallion and Cardi B and whatnot, and talk about men as objects and sex. Like, I think that the ratchet stuff's still cool, even if it's coming from a male. The fact that you are woke enough to understand that, yes, this shit's not cool, but this beat's cracking.
This dope. This chick got me twerking in the club.
And who's to say that we can't mimic it or sing it or rap it and talk about ourselves coming at somebody, So I don't think that's bad. And then, when there is levels, there's different theories.
Right.
But to even say it's extreme has that negative connotation. And that's men who don't want you to think, they don't want women to be feminists. They don't want you to be equal. So they paint this fucked up propaganda picture that you're a hairy, butchy, ugly, man-hating, whatever.
You hate bras.
Right.
You hate men.
Yes.
So I want to talk about that. Why do you think feminism gets a bad rap? Like, how do you think it started?
Because of men.
Men.
That's period.
They want to stop it.
Listen, not all men.
Paisa, men are hoes too. So to put yourself in that category too, he's like, your body, your choice, even if you's a hoe.
Yeah, guys can be hoes too. Yeah. Don't start with me, Javi. Yeah. Don't start with me. Guys can be hoes too. Keith says, ain't nothing wrong with the little hoeing.
Yes, there's nothing wrong with being a hoe.
Hoism 101. I'm confused. Where did the hoe get connected with
feminism?
Yes, why are we using hoe while we're talking about feminism? See what I'm saying?
That bias that people aren't necessarily aware of.
What we want to take control is like we put down.
Anytime we want to wear whatever we want to wear of our own body, there's always somebody that is going to try to be. It's uncomfortable to see a woman have agency of her own body.
And sex.
It's just that's the case. And so you have to add a negative connotation. It's like, when we talk about something that might be adjacent, like being politically correct, right? A lot of people say, well, now we can't hear jokes about being politically, because everyone's politically correct and all this stuff. But in reality, it's just kind of like, you can still say jokes and you can like things that may sound like it's not, correct per se. But at the same time, it's like, just be aware that there's certain words that hurt people.
Yep.
And when you don't have enough of yourself in the media and in places where you can identify, then you are being subjected to things based on someone else's vision.
Right.
And so when they take on your a stereotype or talk a certain way or act a certain way, that then leads you to believe like, oh, well, you have to be a butch dyke to be feminist, or you have to be hairy, because it's only one perspective.
Yeah. I mean, you can also stand for all of this stuff and not have a title for it. I mean, you don't. I'm not gonna.
But we shouldn't be scared of the title. Yeah. Like, we need to own that title.
But also, I, in my opinion, like I said, I'm a bad feminist or whatever. But I always feel like I'm not going to own something that I'm not going to be completely 100% passionate about. I'm all for women, and I'm very liberal when it comes to certain things, but I'm also equal rights for everybody. I stand up for what's right. I stand up for, I always have a voice in whatever I believe in.
Right.
So, but I also don't believe I have to title it a certain thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. When I was in high school, I read a bunch of books, and my teacher made me believe I was a feminist. And then as I got older, I'm like, well, I don't necessarily have to consider myself a feminist. I just know what I believe in, and I know that, I stand for a lot of the things, but I don't have to necessarily.
You don't need a label.
Around and say that.
I watched an interview with Judge Judy, and they were the interviewer was asking her like, you tell people that you're. Because she's all about equal rights as well. But she was like, you don't claim to be a feminist. And she's like, you're right. I don't claim to be a feminist, but I'm an individualist. Meaning I want what is right for everybody. I want to be fair to everybody. So she was kind of saying the same thing. She doesn't want to be put in a box at the end of the day. And I totally get that. But what I think is that I also wanted to bring awareness is like the word was created for a reason. And it was created for, a movement. So even though you don't want to put yourself in that box, that's fine. But you can just still agree with what it is and support it. But I also want to take away the bad rap that it comes with when if I was to say, yeah, I'm a feminist, oh shit, like it's a bad rap right away. So like some of the bad, raps that come with it is feminism is against men, and that's not true. Yeah. Feminist is not against men. That's not at all. We just want to be equal with you. We want to be have the same opportunities that you guys have. That's all it is. Yeah. Equality has already been achieved. And that is not true. Nope. It has not. And we know this right now. Yep. Hello, we're like rewinding, and we're having these laws that we have to like they're telling us what to do with our own bodies with these abortion laws. Like, so that's going back. Who's telling you that, you can't take Viagra?
Right.
Oh.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Or like, forcing you to have a vasectomy that could be reversed later when you decide you want to be a daddy.
Exactly. Yeah. Who's telling you what to do with your body, guys?
I will. Don't take Viagra. Shit.
Well, sometimes
I'm tired. Sit your ass down somewhere. He talking about I'm not done yet. Yeah. You done because I said you done. Shit.
I need some. Fuck that. After that comment, I need some nuts in my mouth over here.
Yes, girl. What you want, girl? We got raw
almonds.
I brought some raw nuts.
Unsalted cashews.
What I want and what I don't want.
Long as I got King Jesus. Long as I got King Jesus. Long as I got, don't need nobody else.
Why? You need Jesus, girl. Kosi wants us to read a comment. What's going on in the chat box?
All right, so I'm going to go way down because Paisa has been, he's been on here. I don't know.
I see you, Javi.
I really do not.
He's got a lot to say.
I really
Shout out to Javi, though. He is one of our #1 supporters. He tunes in every week, and we appreciate you, Javi, even if we disagree with you sometimes.
Yes, even though he said, just kidding. He said, calm down, fake feminist.
Don't tell me to calm down. Damn it,
I'll calm down when I want to calm down, damn it.
He's about to start something else now.
I know, right?
He said, why don't you stop talking about the stereotype and get into the real issues of what feminists fight for?
Okay.
He said, too many times the ladies get caught up defending themselves when they shouldn't. I'm like, he said, go Myra on the mic. I really don't know what you were talking about at that time.
That's when I was talking about the feminist, the label. And
the label, yeah.
Oh, okay. He also said, you are equal, so now let's get to the issue and just abortion.
I really appreciate that you consider me an equal, Javi. I really do. But unfortunately, we're not equal yet.
Right.
Mm-hmm. That's what we're trying to say. That's not true. People are assuming that we're equal, and we're not. Me and you could go for the same job. We can both be managers for like a retail store, and both do the same damn shit. But guess what? You're gonna get paid more. Why? Just because you have a freaking dick. That's it.
Yeah.
That's the only thing.
And remember when Obama was in office, and we all thought, "Oh, peace to the world. We are moving to the right direction.
Right.
We are all good." And then suddenly, like, what the?
Yeah. No. It's the truth,
right?
Yeah.
And so we can't be naive to that,
right?
When things won't get fixed.
Mm-hmm. One more comment I want to put out there. We have Chris Cross out here in the chat box. Who Chris Cross is new to me.
He's new.
All right, welcome, Chris Cross. I always like to see a new familiar name on here. Feminism has had its issues. In the beginning, there was a lack of intersectionality.
Intersectionality.
All right, thank you. And did not include the culture's ethnicities. Mm-hmm. We should acknowledge that, and make changes to make sure we are including all sexual identities.
That's true. And I think that that's a whole different another level for sure. I think what you're talking about when it's sexual identities is like trans. I'm trying to think of the other ones if I'm going, what's else is out there?
Yeah, I mean, he brought up the culture thing. That's it. I was actually because I was reading I was listening to a clip of a Nigerian author who considers herself a feminist. I think her book is We All Should Be Feminists. And she mentioned how a Nigerian professor, a woman, once told her, "Oh, you can't be a feminist. That's the European way of thinking. That's not in our culture." Oh, and someone else will tell her, "Oh, you can't be a feminist because you hate men," or "Oh, you don't hate men. If you're a feminist, then you hate men." And you're also being a feminist is being angry, So then she considered herself happy. Nigerian feminist who does not hate men.
Right.
That's literally, she considered herself that for a long time until she finally wrote the book. And I was listening to a clip of it on Audible, which sounds like a really good book.
It's very famous.
What is it called?
They actually use that. Beyonce uses that in one of her songs.
That's right.
Yeah. Oh, I know who you're talking about.
And Crisscross, that's my sister.
Hi, sister.
My sister Christina.
Hi, sister.
Yeah, she's super. I was like, that sounds fucking smart. That might be my sister. I just texted her. I'm all, is that you? She's like,
if you want, that's that Santa Cruz education.
If she wants to call in, she can call in. The number's 323-900-0478. Maria put it in the chat box. This is for Crisscross. Nobody else. Nobody call, please.
Please call in.
No,
we want to hear from you guys.
As long as Javi's not drunk, I'm okay. Last time he called, he was super drunk. I couldn't even get him off the line.
Well, he's not.
And he was in Vegas. He was in Vegas at the casino, drunk, listening to Ladies Night.
I heard.
In the chat box.
I heard.
Oh my
Can
God.
I just add that Crisscross says she loves the show?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Aww.
Is this your first time listening?
Must be. Her sister's on it. Shout out.
Yes, supporting.
Support.
Is she your little
younger
sister? Yeah, she's 5 years younger. Yeah.
What's your saying that you always say about podcasts?
Oh, share love. It's the podcast.
Wait, hey, that's how you do it. That's how we do it. So shout out to you for tuning in, and everybody for tuning in. We appreciate you. If you're just logging in, we are talking about feminism. Yeah, the F word, a big, strong F word, and the importance of it. Why we need to keep talking about it, especially in this state. What did you say? Why you look at me like that?
Because you heard Paisa.
Oh, I'm never calling again. Oh, Javi, I was just kidding.
Paisa, I told her no, this number is for everybody.
He's calling you a feminist hater now.
Feminist haters.
Call him, Paisa.
That's your new title, Jackie.
I'm just kidding, Javi. Javi,
fun.
You can call us drunk anytime. Damn it.
I love Javi because he's so supportive and so passionate about the show.
This guy,
will keep it real.
He is very passionate. So he gave me some advice as a listener. He wants me to start promoting the topic days in advance.
He
so
wants to
he can get ready for it, not just us.
For the chat box.
He wants to be in the chat box with his research ready to go, just like us. So I appreciate Javi. He's been one of the supporters since day one, and he reps us everywhere he goes. He'll be on vacation in Mexico, and he's listening to us at dinner.
Him and his wife.
Yeah, shout out. That's my BFF's husband, and now he's my BFF too because he married my BFF. So shout out to them. They're awesome for always tuning in. I really appreciate you guys. Just to go back at some of the things the reasons why we get bad raps, is that women are not the same as men and therefore cannot be equal. Sameness versus equality. That's one of the reasons why it gets a bad rap. Feminism has become an individualized, capitalized movement that has forgotten about politics, where women think of individual outcomes, meaning just for ourselves, and we're not thinking of others. Wow. I don't think that's true. But this is another reason why it gets a bad rap,
right.
And that's not what it's about. Just FYI.
I want to know who wrote this.
Well, shout out to my producer Kosi, who did her research and this
looked at both sides.
Yeah, some of the things from both sides of why we might get bad raps and stuff. So statistics, going down to that: 12% of Hispanic women, 21% of African women, 23% of Asian women, and 26% of white women identify as a feminist. So. Yeah, so I guess a lot of Latinas are not considering themselves feminists.
Well, it's funny because Dolores Huerta, she didn't consider herself a feminist for a really, really long time. She was I saw her documentary, and it wasn't until she met with Gloria Steinem in New York, and they sat down, because Gloria Steinem's like, I'm a huge fan of you, you know. And a lot of times, Cesar Chavez got a lot of the, you know, accolades for really what movement. Dolores has been doing, because Dolores was the one that got everyone together, and Dolores was the one that got everyone to talk.
Behind every good man, there's a great woman.
And she she didn't want to consider herself feminist for maybe a lot of the reasons that we're talking about today.
Yeah, do you think it's machismo culture too?
Machismo. Well, our culture is very machismo. But yeah, she herself was not claiming it, but really living it.
Yep.
And why also? Because she had a lot of children from, you know, variety of men. And so to her, that was a stigma
of course,
not wanting to be. So there's just, it's very complex. I was talking to Karen, and I'm like, you know what? We're very complex, and as a society, we are not okay with that.
Yep.
Everything's very black and white.
Right.
And so that leads into what you're saying, is that feminism gets a bad rap because everybody wants everything to be black and white. And in reality, it's very complex.
True.
Yes, that's true.
What's going on, Maria?
So Paisa says, don't delay this question.
What?
Today, who would say is at the forefront of the feminism? And don't say AOC.
Well, she's definitely one. Why wouldn't she be?
Kamala Harris.
Oh, yeah.
Is one of them. Gillibrand. She was just in Elizabeth Warren.
Yep.
So a lot of the people that want to be our president. I would even say Beto. You know, I believe he's a part of the feminism. Gavin Newsom. I mean, Joe Biden's problematic, but he also talks, you know, about feminism. Again, a complex person.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people know they have to support it. I think that's part of what's going to help, that you have to, you know.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. If you were to narrow it down to one person and say why, who would you pick from all those people?
From all those people? I would probably say, well, because I'm also, you know, I'm Hispanic, I would say that Kamala Harris for me is at the forefront, because she is a person of color, and they're talking about intersectionality. You know, when you talk about white feminism versus women of color feminism, white feminism also, it wins because they're white.
Yep.
Right? Whereas if you're a person of color, you don't have that like layer of being a white person.
And you have way more that you're fighting for.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I think Kamala Harris, in my opinion, would be the one I would choose from who I talked about. Because she talks about being bused. When you see people that either resemble you or have the same experiences that you can build an empathy with, that's when you can say, like, that's the person I want to be. That person is the feminist. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm talking about. And I think having these types of conversations, you're trying to build the empathy.
Yeah.
Because you're never going to change anyone's mind.
No, yeah.
You're never going to do that.
I mean, there's a lot out there. I mean, you put me on the spot, but Ellen's definitely one I would consider her.
Oh, yes.
Gina Rodriguez. She's an actress, up-and-coming actress, producer now. Who else? I'm trying to think. Do you think J-Lo's a feminist?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think some of these rappers are, too, in a way. Nicki Minaj and Cardi B. Mm-hmm. Even though they have ratchet music, but that's just like you said, Karen. It's owning it, and it's like, I'm gonna say what I want to say about my body, what I do, but it's me saying it, not you talking about me. It's me saying it. But yeah, I like literally a lot of these women that are in the rap game have like set the bar too. Like, I know it's hard because they don't call themselves feminists, but I know that they believe in those same rights. Right. So that does fit them as being a feminist, you know? So even though they don't claim it, because people have this idea of what a feminist is supposed to be and look like, so that's probably why they don't say it or own it, but that's what they are.
Yeah. I think after today, I tried before we got here, but I was so caught up. I think after today, I'm going to read or listen to that whole book, because it was the sample that I listened to was just so like catchy, and I'm like, oh my god, I need more, but I could, and it's only about an hour.
It's
a pretty short read. So,
and you know, it's funny, Roxane Gay has a book called Bad Feminist, so you might want to read
that one after.
I'll read that one. I'll read that one.
Another statistic is 3/4 of all women polled believe feminist movement has done either a lot or some to improve the lives of white women. Okay. Do you think that has anything to do with because most of the people that consider themselves are feminists are white women? Mm-hmm. Because they're doing it for themselves?
I mean, I'll throw a stat there. 53% of white women voted for Trump.
Damn. Yeah.
You get white privilege is even people who, like, even my husband, I'm like, my husband is a feminist. My husband is not a racist. My husband did not vote for Trump, but he gets the privilege of being a white man.
And he
so
can ignore
they
it.
get this privilege kind of, you know, to be able to say they're a feminist or not when they could be passing, you know, the type of situation.
Right.
Whereas when you look at us, you're like, automatically we already have the stigmas.
Right. And I want to go real quick to that privilege. I was talking to my Uber or Lyft driver on the way from the airport, and
Why do you do that?
I love that.
Sometimes I'm in the mood, and she was a woman, and and the thing was, it's like, I want guys to think about this kind of privilege. I cannot fall asleep in a Lyft or an Uber. I gotta think about carrying a gun, mace, gun,
gun
a
too,
little,
you got to.
A little
pocket knife,
something like my lipstick could be sharp, whatever. But men, I want you to think about this. Do you got to think about that when you get in a car?
Right.
My hand be at the door handle, just ready to open it in case we need.
I share my location with folks.
Yeah,
it's a whole
do that
thing
all the time. I tell my friends when they go out of the country to share their locations. As soon as you land, let me know where you are. Yep. And then you posted something not too long ago about someone having a horrible incident or something that happened, right? And one tip that I read out of that is when you're a woman and you're alone in an Uber, always sit in the front. Because if you're in the back, if they are trying to harm you, they can easily child lock your doors and you can't get out. So if you sit in the front, you have the ability to unlock your door and get out. And it also makes them uncomfortable so that you're right next to them. So it gives them that.
No, I'll grab that motherfucker by a headlock.
That's what I was thinking too.
Grab the shit,
okay,
we both die.
you can.
No,
I don't want to die in an Uber. I got kids to go home to.
I get it, but
so the story she's talking about, the girl ended up opening the door and throwing herself out the body and rolling.
So
he was taking her somewhere.
You still might die rolling down the you really gotta.
But look at it. But it's not a bad point. It's actually a good idea.
Yeah, there's just different things.
It is. It's not a bad idea. I mean, you would sense the situation, get kind of like the vibe of the drive or whatever. But being in the front is not a bad idea at all.
It's not a bad idea.
Yeah, even though you may feel uncomfortable with the person, at least they might feel uncomfortable too, and then they won't do anything.
And
stupid.
Potential handbrake depending on the kind of car.
True.
Handbrake, and then you have the ability to have control over your own locks instead of someone child locking you in the back and you can't get out.
Isn't this crazy that these are the things that women have to think about and men have like no clue. They're like passed out freaking drunk in the back seat until they get to their destination.
Exactly.
And we have to be alert.
These are total strangers that are picking people up. You know what I mean? We have to think about that stuff.
It's true.
Another thing is, however, just 60% said it had achieved much for women and other ethnicities, a sentiment shared by 46% of African American women. And so Kosi also went on Twitter to do some research, and she asked Twitter, what do they think of feminism? So she found some great tweets out there, and some of them not so great. One of them being, feminists talk about equality being between genders. Why don't they just say what it is? Female empowerment. Clearly, sexism isn't considered against men either. Also, this won't work. Feminists should fight for equal opportunities, not outcome. What do you guys think is the differences between female empowerment and feminism? So, I mean, at the end of the day, it is similar. They just have different titles.
Yeah,
if you think about it, because my show was created as far as empowering women. I want to have women doing different things, different opportunities, and also showing women. Like, I don't know if you guys know this, but I started this show because I wanted a radio show. I just didn't have an idea of exactly what I wanted, because I wanted the show. I wanted the games, the hoo-ha. I wanted to have my morning radio show. But because obviously nobody hired me in radio, I ended up creating my own damn shit. Damn it. Like freaking Tyler Perry said. But at the end of the day, I was like, okay, well, what's my audience? What do I want to do? And I freaking have a lot of strong women in my life. And when I started meeting women in like my day-to-day life, they were telling me like they don't really have a lot of women friends, or that they have more male friends. And I'm not knocking those type of women, but at the same time I wanted to know why don't you have that many female friends? So it just kind of came down to different things. So at the end of the day, I wanted to create that vibe, that platform for women to come here and listen to us and feel like, okay, if I don't have any women friends, at least I can listen to my ladies and they'll listen, and I can send in my questions, concerns and stuff, and we'll keep you anonymous and we'll talk about it, whatever you want to talk about. But I want to create that platform that like it's important to have women in your life. Women are fucking badass.
Yeah.
We're dope. We do so much great shit in this world, and I want to recognize those women. I want to have more women on my show. So it's funny. I do have males as guests, and I'm not man hating for sure. Like that's not my show either. That's not my vibe. I don't hate on anybody. I just uplift women. I empower empowerment women. So I want to make sure that that's what what we do here. So when they say what's the difference between being a feminist and empowering women, like there's not a difference. It's just a different title.
Yeah, I don't see a difference.
It's just the feminist has a bad rap because of that.
I mean, you can think of feminist as the overarching high level strategy, and empowerment as a tactic to get to that strategy.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
It's a level to it.
Yeah. It's a tactic. So there's going to be a lot of tactics. You creating this show is a tactic to empower women that leads to feminism. It's actually quite simple and easy.
I know.
I don't know. Like, I guess I'm someone who's just like, it boggles me when people don't understand simple ideology like that, it's because they're resistant and they need to do some soul searching to figure out why.
Right.
What is threatening them? That's what I'm wondering.
So really quick, I also want to say, for women who like to stay at home or like to cook or want to, like, hey, I don't want to work, I want to be I was born to be a housewife or a mother and stay home, and that's fine. Yeah. Feminists also don't hate on that.
They have that choice.
They have it's their choice. Exactly.
Yeah. And we're supporting everyone equally. That is a job alone.
Oh yeah.
There's no off time.
No, sometimes I'm at home all day sometimes, and I want to just throw my kids out the bye, go outside.
Give me a break.
You know what I mean? So it's all a job.
Parenting is a job in itself.
If you're a stay-at-home mom, you're at home. Doing a lot more for your kids than when you're at work.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And I know that firsthand. You know that
Making
firsthand.
dinner, you know, taking them to their practices.
So it was funny because I was having this debate with Kosi, my producer, and we were talking about like how I'm not a good host. I'm not. I love having people over. Well, no, look, like not a good radio host.
Okay, girl, you got this on point.
Yes.
Like if I was to have a party, I'm like, hey, party at my house. I'm not a good host. I don't like. So my thing is, and not that I don't like to cater. It's just like I could be lazy. I just want to chill. I want to play cards. I want to drink. I don't want to be serving you food. So I'm gonna do this. When you get here, hey, here's the drinks open bar right here. There's food buffet style. Serve yourself. There's music over here. We're playing cards. Host. I'm just letting you know where everything is. And I'm going to sit right here and I'm enjoying my night. But there are people who are really good at it, which is like, hey, I see your drink is empty. Come here. Yeah, and they'll serve your drink. They'll make your drink. Or they'll serve you a plate. You're hungry. I know you're hungry. Here, have a food. And so there's different types of hosts when it comes to parties and stuff. And I'm the type of host tell you where everything is. You don't get it chill. And you just come time with it. And she's more like, I'm going to to my guests. And that's fine. That makes also like, I was telling her,
feminist?
So like, or if you're dating somebody, like
now we're putting it into a category.
Yeah. I'm putting it into the dating life, into like social life.
Being a feminist doesn't mean that you can't be a housewife for your husband. You can't serve your husband dinner. You know what I mean? Yes. Or can't serve food and be a great host. Right. It's just
Yeah. Because I mean, in my house when we grew up, literally the men ate first, then the kids, then the women.
Yes.
That's how it was in my house. Yep. And I had to help serve. And I come from a family of 8. There's 8 of us. I'm child number 5. And I was the baby of the girls. And maybe that's what it has somewhat to do, but I was a freaking stubborn. I said, I'm not serving them.
Girl, you were born to be a feminist.
My brothers are 2 years younger than me, a year younger than me. I'm not serving him. He can get his damn plate, Mom. I'm like, no. And I would be so stubborn. I'd sit at the table like,
no, that's
I'm
good.
ready. Where's my plate? My mom would give me my plate. I was like, where's my plate? Because I'm not serving them. Like, no, I was so stubborn. My dad always says it to this day, that I was a stubborn child. He said he would spank me and I would get back in his face. He's like, I didn't know if she was stupid or stubborn. Like, why are you getting back in my face after I just spanked you? And so I was like,
is your dad your dad obviously wasn't a feminist?
No, he's very macho. But now guess what? Like as he's older, he appreciates his daughters. His daughters are him. We are freaking him. Aww. We are our father's daughters. Like we're stubborn. We are freaking. Prideful. You are a little stubborn, but you're prideful. And we are our father's daughters. Yeah. We speak up. If something's not right, we're gonna say it. Yeah. Right. And my dad's that person that he says shit on. He don't care. He just says it, and that's what we are. But I think we are our parents' kids at the same time. Like I love my mom. I love my dad. But yeah, that's pretty much it. What happened? What were you laughing at?
Paisa. My sister tried to not serve me one time. I gave my mom so much shit. My sister still isn't allowed to eat a warm meal. Oh my God.
I hate you, Javi. Yeah. I hate you so much. He's lying.
Being funny.
He's being funny.
Hate him more because
he's lying. I've met his sisters.
You're gonna hate him more because he says Jackie hosting is a train wreck at her place.
I told you. I don't. I'm not a good host. I tell people.
You know, him and his wife are great. They're
great
hosts.
Okay. And they're a team. But see, Javi, let me give you credit on this. So I go to their house. They live in the valley, and they're both great hosts, and that's what I love it. It's not like she's doing everything. He does it too. He grills, or she's in the kitchen, and she's cutting up stuff, and she makes her own plates, and literally they're both making their own for everybody. And I remember one time I was out there with them, and he grilled the steak, or whatever, he cut into pieces, and he's going around for, hey, try the steak, and so I'm like that. So but that doesn't mean as a female you have to be. You're a man, you're an amazing host. Like
you're a male, you're a feminist, and you don't even
know it, Javi. He'll make me drinks. Wherever we go, he makes me scary movies. I hate scary. But he's like, Jackie, are you good? And I'm like, he's like, you need a refill, huh? And I'm like, yeah. He'll go and refill. He doesn't make any drinks. He makes like bomb drink. So shout out to my BFFs and Javi. You guys are amazing hosts. Something I can take notes and learn from, but I'm just not that good, y'all. So we're gonna go ahead and transit. Speaking of that, let's touch base on what it means to be a feminist in the male-dominated industry. For example, sports network. And I know that you guys know something about that. Yeah. Mention how you guys feel in this event and meeting as far as like event or job. Like, how did that go for you guys being a male ministry?
It's we get to see a lot. I mean, there's have them come to the table so that it looks like we care about what they say, and in the end they're gonna do whatever exactly on you. And you just gotta tip. There's just. I mean, at that point, I had to go into anger management because of screaming, yelling, and blacked out from rage.
Oh my God!
Yeah, like it got around my eyes, and then after I realized I did, this was like ball. They're like, we will get to you right away. And I'm like, yes, you will.
And crazy that it has to get us to that point. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Like, really?
It's like how many times you have to say something. You guys, like everybody in there are educated people that you should know what your job is and what what I'm saying is just as valid as someone else.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But sports is difficult. Sports is difficult. They try to like peg you into a certain mold of what you need to do, how you should talk, what you should always proving yourself too. All constant need to prove like that. I know Karen, you always tell the story about, basketball. Why would someone ask you that?
When
you said you had a basketball podcast.
Yeah, and they're like, basketball? I'm like, why would I waste my time on a basketball podcast?
If you didn't know basketball.
Right.
The fuck?
Yeah. Yeah. I think the proving yourself part
happens a lot.
It's all the time.
And that's another thing what's going on, my dear?
Paisa says, side note, show is skipping and my wife.
The number is 323-900-0478. I just turned it on. Sorry about that, guys. I did not turn on the phone call, apparently. I guess I did not want to hear from y'all, but it's on now. But, I mean, that's awesome for you guys.
What's one of the most, like, negative things or, like, the most kind of, like, slap in the face type of response that you've ever received?
I mean, one of the... I don't know if I recall. I mean, I used to work in advertising prior, so I got a lot of harassment. Like I had clients that, figured that I was there to service them and not just the work.
Yep. Yeah. Like get your coffee kind of.
No, like get, your pants off situation.
That's even worse.
I had that happen way back in the day. But I think the worst thing for me that I worked on was a product where they were trying to target Hispanics. So I didn't realize what the product that's what they were trying to do, and I got invited to a meeting, and I was like, oh wow, they really want my feedback on this. And then I come to find out is because they were like, well, Hispanics like this, right, Liz? And I'm like, okay, what? What are you talking about? Yeah. I wouldn't use the product because I'm not the demographic that needs this product, but just because I'm Mexican doesn't mean that we're all the same. Mm-hmm. And it got really bad where I just yelled, like I was just like, I can't believe you guys are talking like this, and I had to leave the room. So I haven't like outright been told something to my face,
a lot of underhand stuff.
It is. It's very passive aggressive.
Well, I think for me, misogyny lives very close bedfellows with racism. And I was in a meeting where they were pitching creative ideas for a sports campaign, just major, stank of like dude stuff, the same old shit, tired. But then there was a sprinkle of like racist ass shit in there. And I spoke out and it was brushed off. Like, well, no, because, and I'm like, this Asian person's telling you this Asian person up here portrayed this way is racist. Why am I being dismissed?
Right.
So I think to me, it's not necessarily something that's said to me. It's just how people react when you do speak up and say, hey, by the way, you should maybe rethink this.
Yeah, a lot of times they consider you hysterical.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, they want to coin you that.
Hysterical.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you're being really sensitive about that.
Of course.
And I'm like, yeah, but that is insensitive. So I'm pointing this out. Because you'll know a bad campaign.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's probably nobody diverse in the room. No
the
one
first one that
Yes.
comes to me is the Pepsi commercial with
Jenner.
Kendall
That's
Kendall
the
Jenner.
worst fucking
Yeah.
commercial.
It's like, was there no black people on the board when you guys decided to do this?
Just nobody.
Nobody.
I mean, and Kim Kardashian calling her lingerie line kimono, bitch.
Yes.
Which
right?
is-
It's a Japanese.
Yeah, it's a sacred ass garment, motherfucker.
Ooh,
Like,
that's right.
And her.
oh, and then when she wears her braids, like acting like she started that fashion.
cultural
Oh, yeah.
bitch.
Kosi hates
Yeah.
Kosi hates that.
I
She was
hate
like,
it.
Kardashians did not start no damn braids, cornrow shit.
Not
Y'all
only
need to
that,
stop.
Not
it
at
doesn't
all.
even look right on them.
Oh, it
it
looks
looks
so bad.
completely tacky.
Yeah.
It's
It
like a
does look
They need
badass
to come
lace
to
front
LA
wig.
and get it done.
Really quick before we end this topic, because we're talking about feminism, I feel like we have to talk about the Me Too movement as well. How do y'all feel about the Me Too movement?
I think when it started, there was definitely it's just needed. Just like any movement that started is needed.
It was needed.
And again, going back to complexities, there is a lot of it was kind of like burn everything, burn the house and everything down with this movement. There was people that are like, well, I just had a bad date,
Right.
got put into that. But this movement was just something that was so needed that it just like, we're going to burn it all down.
Yeah.
And like build from there. And then now we're learning more of the complexities that that we need to think about when we think about this movement. And we have a hard time with those complexities. I've been one who's like, burn it all down. You do, that's how you learn. My husband, of course, is like, no, you got to go case by case. So I get that. So I guess it just depends on where you stand on that.
I saw that we had a missed call. I'm sorry, guys. Can you guys call again? Call again. Sorry about that. So, I mean, I want to talk about that too. I think the way that it was created, the reason it was created is very important, the Me Too movement. Do you think people are taking advantage of it? Or do you think that people are making, like, somebody call, who's not from? Oh.
No.
Kosi. Tell her to call here. I know she's calling. So my BFF's calling my producer. I'm sorry. Look at her. She's so... You're such a diva.
Yeah, I'm adamant on this topic because I tried calling and somebody did not answer me.
I did, but I was letting Liz finish what she was saying. What were you going to say?
No, and Liz, I appreciate what you're saying. I agree.
Go ahead. You're
Awesome.
good.
Thank you.
Turn it down. Turn down the audio on your side because we can hear it. Okay, go for it. You're on air.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
Hey, Cynthia.
Sorry, the mister is walking away so I can actually speak. There. Hi. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Hello, everyone.
She's saying hi.
Hi.
Yes, I agree. I'm totally on the whole. We're here. We're women. We've done our shit. We've played our part. We're women. We birthed children, for the record, okay?
Yes.
None of these guys know what it's like at all.
Right.
And not on top of that, not only is it just birthing them, it's about being moms and about being powered women. Like, we take care of shit. We run businesses. We run our lives. We run our homes. And I'm so with it. It's like, feminism is not about just being a feminism. It's about being this, being that. No, it's about
being good examples for your kids.
It.
What were you saying?
Sorry, hold on. It's because I'm on. Let me.
Do you want to just call us again? I'm sorry. I promise I'll answer this time.
Call it. Really, Jackie? Because I've been calling you.
I didn't have Skype on.
I'll try again.
Okay, call again.
So just to say that Paisa put, she's drunk.
No, she's not. Stop saying that. He's just saying that.
Her turn to fuck up. So if you guys listened to last week's show, Paisa called in, which is the husband, and he was, I don't want to say a little tipsy, but he was like,
he was a lot tipsy.
He was past the norm. And he called twice, and he was going a little, you know, I mean, he made sense at the beginning.
But I appreciate the fact that they call and they're still listening. No matter how drunk they are, they listen to the ladies' night. And that's what it's about.
But while he was on the phone last week, she was commenting in the chat about talking about he drunk. No, he don't make no sense. Or I'm coming to get him. Or he's using my phone.
That's why he's
now
doing it.
She's calling, and he's like, it's her turn to fuck up.
Javi says he was regular. I love it. Their dynamic is hilarious to me. I love it.
He said liquid courage.
I
get it, honey. Sometimes I get it myself, but I listen to myself the next day, and I'm like, what the fuck was I talking about?
There's another good comment, too. I can't say her name. It's beautiful, though, but she's got a good one.
What did she say?
The Me Too movement is targeting black men, though, and they're the only ones getting locked up. And also, too.
Oh, that's a Kosua. That's our producer, Kosi, right here.
Oh, Kosi. So the nickname I didn't get. But I agree with that, too, Kosi. And, I mean, Tarana Burke started the Me Too movement, and it got appropriated and picked up and adopted and seen as built from somewhere else versus her starting it a long time before it got really big and publicized. So, again, it's just the intersectionality of things. That's what tends to get missing from movements, or they get appropriated mass and then shifted to benefit others versus the ones who started it or need to be
to tear down a specific group. Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, the Harvey Weinstein and the Bill Cosby thing were happening at the same damn time. But guess what? Bill Cosby's behind bars. Where's Harvey Weinstein?
He's walking around with his fucking
Where's Harvey?
Nasty ass.
Exactly. So that's what I understand that part as far as that. So that pretty much wraps up today's topic. I really appreciate you ladies for sharing your knowledge, your own experiences, and everything that it comes with, you know, the word feminism. And I hope that anybody listening takes that word and, you know, changes the perception of it. And it's not a negative word. It's not bad. It doesn't mean you have hairy legs or armpits. You can still listen to ratchet music and still be a feminist. You just want equal opportunities for men and women. That's what it is. The same thing. We want to be considered equal in everything. So that's really what it comes down to. We want to have control of our own bodies as well. So just shout that out. But before we end today's show, we always like to end it with Myra's question of the night. So Myra, what is tonight's question?
All right, ladies, get ready. It's a question for the ladies, and then all of you guys can put in your comment as well. So, starting with whoever. If your stripper name consisted of the color of your underwear tonight and the last thing you ate, let's not include these raw almonds.
Okay.
Nuts. And the last thing, the nuts. Let's not include these nuts.
Look at the color, like, hold up.
She forgot. I forgot. So if your stripper name consisted of the underwear color you're wearing right now and the last thing you ate, what would it be?
Mine would be black lengua.
Best one.
That's it.
That's a dirty tongue.
Nobody needs to go. That's it. It's a wrap. That is the best one right there.
Negra lengua.
I love that. Give me high five.
These sound effects, I love them. Black tacos. I was gonna say tacos.
I know
it's not the same as lengua or asada or pastor. So me, Karen, and Liz all had tacos from the taco man right here down the street from the corner. Yeah, I was gonna put him on blast too. I'll probably give him a shout out later. But yeah, if you've ever been to the Good News Studios, there's a taco guy that sets up out here on the corner. Shout out to him. He fed myself, Karen, and Liz.
Oh no, Maria's underwear color.
Yeah. Come on, girl. I know you got it. I want to know, Maria.
So my underwear colors are all
What's
over
your
the
place.
place.
What's your stripper name? What's your stripper name?
Based on my underwear color and the
you
last
ate.
thing,
Give us
I would say Fiery Mojo. Because my brother, celebrated his daughter's
preschool graduation.
And he brought Mojo potatoes.
Oh, that's cute.
So I ate Mojo's.
You had a good one.
But my underwears are like colorful, so I'm just gonna say fiery, motherfucker.
Color
my
Mojo.
say fiery.
Rainbow Mojo.
Oh.
No, I was just putting you down so I can play the effect. Damn it! I didn't even mute you.
I was like on my fiery shit.
Oh my
like.
Here we go again.
That's a good one.
Here we go again.
We gotta tone it down a little bit.
Oh my god.
Okay, Karen, your turn. Get money.
I got the black tacos too, but there's another one I heard for stripper name. It's the name of your pet and the street you lived on, and mine would be Casey Vesuvius.
Ooh.
Name of your pet or the street you live.
And then the last part would be the street you grew up on.
Okay. I don't have a pet right now.
Aww. You want to take Luna? She didn't hear me.
No, that'd be her.
She said she doesn't have a pet, and I said, "Do you want to take Luna?"
She didn't hear the first part. Like,
Hey,
don't
but
let
I
her-
always said that if I had a pet, I would call it Monkey, and the street I live on is like Gates, so it'd be like Monkey Gate.
You're a hot mess. You're a hot mess. I'm done. I'm done.
Unleash the dragon.
Jesus, not a dragon.
Oh my god.
Fire. The mother of dragons.
Ladies, Karen, Liz, thank you for coming here. Let them know real quick where they can find you guys.
So we are the Hoops Talk on the Good News Radio, and you can find us on Instagram and Twitter at the Hoops Talking.
We couldn't afford to get the Hoops Talk.
Well, I know we could, but I didn't.
You trying though? You trying to buy that girl out or somebody out who has
somebody who has it? But yeah, please get us up on Instagram and Twitter, and then listen to us Wednesdays live on the Good News Radio, which will be Good News Radio Sports.
Yeah.
In our new place. So yeah, it's awesome. 6:30 to 8 Wednesdays.
That's so awesome. I'm excited for y'all.
Thank you.
How has the live experience been for y'all so far?
Interesting.
It's interesting. Well, you know what's nice is that we were able to get guests.
Yeah.
And so that's been nice because our closets could not hold any.
And there's no AC. It's
I know. I know. It is hot. We can turn the AC back on.
Oh, no, it's fine in here. It's just in our closets. It was very hot.
What happened?
We got a question.
Maria, put it.
What do you want the Lakers? Who do you want the Lakers to grab with a max contract? Melo.
Shut up. Really?
No.
Oh.
Just kidding. No.
That was Karen. That was Karen who said Melo. She's a Warriors fan.
Warriors fan aside. Oh, are you a Laker fan?
I'm a Laker fan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'd say Kawhi.
Oof.
Why not?
You think that can happen?
The West is going to get real heavy.
I think it can happen.
Turn this to its own country.
I mean, anything's Sunday.
Need it back
Sunday
like how it used to be.
We were talking about. You think that's a wrap for the Warriors? You think that's a wrap for the Warriors? Like no more championships for them?
No. I don't think that.
She just knows.
Don't jinx them.
She just knows next
the
season
hero's
Lakers.
Journey.
That's it.
Yeah, this hero's journey is not linear, ladies. Ups and downs. You know what I mean?
Right.
If you didn't have that pick, do you think they should just spread the money around?
No, I wouldn't mind. Well, now the way that they have it, they have enough to get the max contract. So I think that's smart. Smart to do that.
Nice.
Yeah. That's awesome. All right. Well, Maria, is there any other comments that you want to read on there before we leave? Shout out to everybody who's tuned into Ladies Night Radio. We really do appreciate you guys for keeping us #1 on the network on the Good News.
Yes.
But I'm a little scared now that we got to competition. We're here with the ladies. Who's talk? I'm not lying.
With this show.
I'm excited. I'm excited for you ladies. Congratulations on your show.
Yeah. Welcome to the Good News family.
Yes.
We're so happy to have you guys.
We're so happy to be here.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
So if you guys like basketball, if you like follow NBA, even if you don't know too much about it, but you have a favorite team, listen to these ladies. They're amazing. They know their shit. They have fun. They talk shit on there. That's what I like. And so, shout out to the Hoops Talking on the Good News every Wednesday at 6:30. What's going on, Maria?
So some of the people in the chat did play the or answer Myra's question.
Ooh.
He said Daddy Gray Olives.
sister.
Daddy Gray Olives. That's what he said. Chris Cross said, where is she?
Wait, so he has daddy underwear on?
Wait, daddy? What does that daddy come from? No, we're talking about the color of your underwear.
Daddy gray. Well, he put the daddy in front of it.
Oh, gray olives.
Oh, good.
Daddy.
So the last thing he ate was olives. And then
he had a daddy on there. Ew. Okay, Danny.
I thought he meant like saggy, droopy, old underwear. Like
I'm wondering if he has Speedos or actually like briefs.
underwear.
Maybe they're all.
I can see Keith with some Speedo. Okay, anyway.
Let's not wait. Let's not picture Keith with no Speedos, please. Ever. Ever. No.
Dun, dun, dun.
With a good news hat on.
Stop talking about Keith like that.
All right. Chris Cross said white asada.
Nice. That's my sister.
Yeah.
Hey.
So she got white, beautiful underwear.
Okay, girl.
Send some pictures, girl. And Jerry said Kobe 69.
We're
what
confused.
the fuck?
Wait, what is Kobe 69, Jerry? You want a 69 Kobe? Is that what you're telling me?
Is that your password to something?
I know. What's going on there?
69.
I don't know what Paisa
Was that your AIM screen name?
Is that your safe word?
That's a safe word.
Wait, but
I'm gonna use that one.
But
Kobe
Paisa-
69. Kobe 69.
Oh my God, that's
Kobe 69. Can we make that a sound effect?
That's your new hashtag every show.
Kobe 69. No, that's your new hashtag.
That's disturbing. That's disturbing, Jerry.
Paisa says you need a guy sound effect.
No, we don't. We're
he's
fine.
probably trying to sign up, Jackie. You
I
never
know. He does want to
You
be
never
my.
know.
He wants to take Kosi's job. He wants to be the producer. I said I'm good.
He
Kosi,
said-
I love you. You're my girl.
He said Gigi is available. I don't know.
Gigi's
what he
his
means by
dog.
that. Oh, okay.
So if you want to use his dog, if nobody has a pet like Myra, you can use Gigi as your stripper name.
And then he said Boss
Doesn't make sense,
McLean.
What?
So I think
Boss
that's dog and street name you grew up on.
Oh, that's his stripper name.
Okay. Oh shit.
That's his stripper. Oh my God. All right.
Thank you guys. He said I quit. That was the last one.
I
Then he
quit.
said I quit.
Thank you, Javi. I really appreciate you. I know the ladies appreciate you for always coming in there and cracking jokes, and for keeping a LA ladies' night right here on your phone every Friday night at 7:30. We appreciate you, and anybody who tunes in anytime after Friday, we appreciate you too. So shout out to everybody. Thank you, Karen. Thank you, Liz, for being our guest today.
Thank you.
And hanging out with the ladies. Ladies, my co-host, I appreciate you, ladies. I appreciate my producer back there. She does not get enough love, but I appreciate you, Kosi, for
She
sure.
works hard.
She definitely works really hard.
Great topic.